All right, old school NBA fans, self-research, NBA facts. Got another video for you. As always, thanks to anybody who watches my videos, subscribes to my channel. I really appreciate it. In this video here, let me just say the purpose of this channel when I first made it was talk about things that I don't really hear from anybody else talk about. That was definitely one of the reasons why I even started this channel, because I just felt there was a lot of things that aren't talked about enough. And the other one is to destroy these stupid narratives. Most of them start on big media. Then you get these fans that take it all as gospel and then run with it. And that was my other thing too, was to debunk a lot of narratives and to put a little more, some context on it and say how it really is. And don't just listen to what these fools have to say. So in this video, what I'm going to talk about is Tony Kukoc and why people talk about him, because he's in the Hall of Fame, as a way to somehow diminish Jordan. They'll say, like, he had 3 Hall of Famers on his team. I mean, let's be real. Tony Kukoc is not even anywhere in the vicinity of a Hall of Fame NBA player. Now, I'd heard people say, for what he did internationally and blah, blah, blah. And I've even looked into that. And it's not like it's something insane. He's not Oscar Schmidt, okay? But anyway, Tony Kukoc came to the Bulls. He was a 25-year-old rookie, all right? So he's already ready to go. I mean, he's 25. He's in his prime immediately. There was no developing him or anything like that. So he won the 3 championships in the second three-peat with the Bulls. That's true. He was coming off the bench. He wasn't even a starter. All right? Tony Kukoc played 13 years. So that's a decent career. From 94 to 2006. He never made any all-leagues, and he never made an all-star team. His career high was 18.8 points. Now that's pretty good, right? Well, he only had 2 seasons over 15 points per game in his whole career. So a guy who is, a bit of a liability on defense, and at times he was a big liability on defense, to only come up with 18.8, his career high in rebounds was 7 on the dot. He had only 2 seasons of 5 or more rebounds per game. And a guy who was 6'10", 6'11", whatever. It's not really nothing. It's nothing to write home about. This guy, this resume is not NBA Hall of Fame material. It's just not. Now, you want to continue the nonsense, talk about how Steve Kerr's a legend and, B.J. Armstrong was an all-star. I mean, all that. You guys are just ridiculous. You're grasping at straws. I mean, and this is one of the things. So, let's take a look at some other players that are in the Hall of Fame. All right. K.C. Jones. He was on Boston. He won 8 championships. He didn't even start a couple of those years. He was backing up Bob Cousy. In his career, he averaged 7.4 points per game, 3.5 rebounds, 4.3 assists in 25.9 minutes played. So he was only playing about half the game on average. He's a career 64.7% free throw shooter from a point guard. That's terrible. But he's in the Hall of Fame. We all know why. He never made All-League. He never made an All-Star team. We know why. Because he was on Boston, and they won all those championships. Another guy, Frank Ramsey, he's got definitely a better resume. He won 7 championships, but he wasn't even a starter. He played with Boston for 9 years. That was his whole career, 9 years. K.C. Jones's was also 9 years. Now, Frank Ramsey, his career high in points per game was 16.5. Here's where he finished in points scored on Boston. In 1955, he was 4th. 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, and 62. He was 5th. In 63, he finished 6th. and in 64, 7th. He was between the 4th and 7th leading scorer on Boston. Never made an all-star team, but he's in the Hall of Fame. Okay. And those are the better end guys. How about Bill Bradley? Bill Bradley played for 10 years. He made one all-star. His career high was 16.1 points per game. He had only 2 seasons over 15 points a game. He never had any all-leagues, but he won 2 championships. And that's a big reason why. And he played for the Knicks, a New York team. They always get more attention. A guy named Al Cervi, C-E-R-V-I. I don't know if you ever heard of him. I never had before I started digging into this stuff. He played 4 years in the NBA. He averaged between 3.8 and 10.2 points per game. He did make an All-NBA in 1950, second team, but in his career, 7.9 points, 1.8 rebounds, 3.2 assists, a 35.9% shooter. And I know back then people had lower percentages, just the way the game was played, whatever. No championships. 4 years. This guy's in the Hall of Fame. How about Bob Howbriggs? Played 5 years, from 1954 to 1958. No All-Stars, no All-NBA, a career 9.3 points per game, 5.5 rebounds, no championships. He's in the Hall of Fame. I mean, go figure. Now, how about a guy named Chuck Cooper? He played for Boston before Russell got there between 51 and 56. He averaged 6.7 points per game, 5.9 rebounds, no All-Stars, no All-NBAs, nothing like that, no championships, but he's in the Hall of Fame. It's amazing as a player, not like he's a coach or a contributor. No, as a player. Now, let's get to the international guys. Sarunas Marciulionis played 7 years in the NBA. No All-Stars, no All-Leagues. He's a career 12.8 points per game, 2.3 rebounds, 2.2 assists. He was about a 37% three-point shooter, pretty good shooter. His career high, he had 2 really good years of 18.9 points per game and 17.4. Pretty good years. That's it. That was pretty much it. All the rest of his seasons, he was getting around 10 points or under for his career. So, how about Arvydas Sabonis? He had a very good international career. But for Portland, in his 7 years, he was a 31-year-old rookie. He comes over in his 7 years of Portland. His career was 12 points and 7.3 rebounds. Never made an All-Star team, never made an All-NBA. But he's in the Hall of Fame, right? So we're going to count him as a Hall of Famer. I mean, this is where it gets stupid. How about Drazen Petrovic? It's unfortunate what happened to him, and I don't like speaking ill of the dead, but he was another 25-year-old rookie. He played 4 years, 2 seasons in his NBA career that he got over 10.2 points per game. He had 1 season where he was third team All-NBA in the 92-93 season. He was a very good shooter, career 43.7% three-point shooter. But he played for 4 years. No. How about Dino Raja? Another guy, European, played in the 90s. He came over, a 26-year-old rookie. Played 4 seasons for Boston. He was actually a pretty good player. He averaged 16.7 points and 8.4 rebounds. No All-Stars, no All-Leagues. But he's in the Hall of Fame, right? So we got to count it. It's just stupid and ridiculous. It's a Nick Wright special. It's just used as a tool to bring Jordan down. Now, Tony Kukoc is in the Hall of Fame. I agree. But is he on the same level as Ben Wallace? Ben Wallace is not a top 75 player, but he's in the Hall of Fame. Or Bobby Jones, or Alonzo Mourning, or Dennis Johnson. He's on that level, really. I mean, it can get so ridiculous, so stupid, so fast. How about Tom Heinsohn for Boston? That guy was critical to their championships in the 60s. He's in the Hall of Fame. You're gonna put Tony Kukoc on that level? Yeah, I didn't think so. And here's a very good comparison example right here. Vlade Divas. Now, he had a decent career, played 16 years, 1990 to 2005. He's also in the Hall of Fame. People say because of his international stuff. Well, In his 2 Olympics that he played, he averaged 8.8 points per game and 6.6 rebounds. That's what he got in 1988 and 1996. So Vlade Divas, in his 16 years, he made 1 All-Star team, no All-Leagues. His career was 12.1 points and 7.5 rebounds. His career highs were 16.0 points and 10.8 rebounds. Never won a championship. He was a 69.2% free throw shooter and a 23.5% three-point shooter. And before you say, well, if he was 7 foot, he didn't shoot me. He shot 426 threes in his career and was 23.5%. Now, here's a comparison of a guy that I liked. I thought was a very good player. Hall of Fame? No. But he's above Vlade Divas. Derek Coleman. He played for 15 years, 1 year less. Almost the same timeline. Divas played from 1990 to 2005. Derek Coleman played from 91 to 2005. Here's Derek Coleman's resume. He was Rookie of the Year in the 91 season. That was the same year Gary Payton was a rookie. He's got 1 All-Star, 2 All-NBAs. His career is 16.5 points. That's 4.5 more than Divas. 9.3 rebounds. That's 1.8 more than Divas. His career high was 20.7 points. That's 4.7 more than Divas. And 11.3 rebounds. That's half a rebound more than Divas. Coleman didn't win a championship either, but he was a 76.9% free throw shooter compared to Divas' 69.2. He was a 29.5% three-point shooter out of 1,100 attempts, so he took a lot more. He's 6% better at three-point shooting. And if we're going to bring in Divas' international stuff, then we should bring in Derek Coleman's college days. In college, where you only played 40 minutes, so you play significantly less time, his career average in his 4 years played was 15 points and 10.7 rebounds. That's excellent. His senior season, he goes for 17.9 points and 12.1 rebounds. He was the Big East Player of the Year and first team All-American in 1991. So who do you think had the better resume and should be in the Hall of Fame first? Derek Coleman, no doubt about it. You could also look at a player like Sean Kemp, Mark Price, Kevin Johnson, even like a Bill Laimbeer. Any one of these guys should be in over Divas, but they're not. For some reason, this international stuff gives them a big leg up. I'm not even sure Manu Ginobili's a Hall of Famer. I mean, I think that he's close. He's borderline for an NBA Hall of Famer. But he's not automatic. He's not a first ballot or anything like that. But even still, do you think Tony Kukoc is anywhere near the player of like a Ginobili or a Tony Parker? Of course he's not. So it gets silly and stupid really fast. And all it is, it's just something to try to hang around Jordan's neck that he had this super stacked team. You know, and the fact is when Jordan and Pippen and all them left, you know, the Bulls, I mean, you know, they lost pretty much everybody, but they still had, I think, Ron Harper or whatever. They were in the toilet. I think they were like 13-37 because it was a strike-shortened season. And Kukoc was the main guy, the leading scorer. You know, couldn't do anything. So I just think it's just dumb to say these things. It's just something to try to bring down Michael Jordan. But it's preposterous. It's like me saying that, oh, LeBron James had a Hall of Famer and 2 top 75 players when he had Ray Allen. We all know Ray Allen was like 36, 37, past his prime, coming off the bench. You know, it's not even worth talking about. But that's how stupid this stuff can get. So anyway, that's about all I got for this video. I'm just tired of hearing about Tony Kukoc as a Hall of Famer. We all know it's a joke. It should be looked at as a joke. And anybody who tells you with a straight face that Tony Kukoc is a deserving, legitimate, actual NBA Hall of Famer, they should lose all credibility and smack him in the face. No, I'm just kidding about that. YouTube might not like that one, but I'm just kidding. No, but really, I mean, it's ridiculous. It's just a stupid thing. And, you know, anybody who says it is just is a no credibility hack trying to bring down Michael Jordan. instead of just realizing Tony Kukoc was a role player. His role was to score. He was a good scorer. He was. Was he great? No, he was not great. And he was definitely a liability on defense. But yeah, he was a solid NBA player. But he was never an all-star, not even once, like in a weak season, like B.J. Armstrong did that one year. Not even that. He's got none of that, and deservedly so. He was 25-year-old rookie, fully developed when he came in the NBA. So it is what it is. The guy is somehow a basketball Hall of Famer, which I don't know why, but whatever, they put him in. And I just told you all those other guys they put in the Hall of Fame that should not be. They've let in just so many undeserving players. They've actually diluted their own brand. They've brought down the worth of the Hall of Fame, actually. So anyway, that's all I got for this video. As usual, thanks for watching. Please hit the like button if you like the video. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. It helped me out. And that's it. Until next time.